Hello guys, and thanks for watching our weather updates on July 5th, 2023. So starting off this evening, we have our satellite imagery from we.com. I can see that we've got some high clouds streaming in off the Atlantic this evening, and that is tied in with this area of low pressure that will be pushing eastwards to affect the country tomorrow, but it will stall to our west, and over the weekend that will bring up a southerly wind, so very humid and quite wet and thundery, and this area of cloud further west will merge with this cloud to form a bigger area of low pressure. So first of all, that will form into a low, and that will join with that one to form a big area of low pressure, and widespread rain, showers, and thunderstorms next week. But now beneath this cloud, we do have some quite low clouds off the Atlantic. Just a few pieces of cumulus clouds, stratocumulus clouds, that sort of stuff. And today was a showery day. This is the UKV charts from the weatherology.com. I can see that we see today's showers dying off in the east. Tonight it will be dry and quite cloudy. With that sort of low clouds and high clouds at the same time. Towards morning, we see a few showers push into the west and northwest, and by morning, some more persistent rain does push in towards the west coast, and that will gradually spread eastwards tomorrow morning. So by lunchtime, it is affecting everywhere bar the southeast, but even into the afternoon, the rain does reach the southeast, so it's wet nationwide by about 3 o'clock, and the rain just stays there. It clears from the west in the evening temporarily. You can see that a band of very heavy rain does push eastwards. So the first band there is a warm front, then a cold front trails behind it, but then it pushes back north again as a warm front. That big wad of rain on early on Friday morning. That whole thing goes northwards. A very warm and humid air mass on Friday afternoon, so that could spark off a few thunderstorms across the north and the Midlands. Those clear off. Briefly clear in the east early on Friday evening before more cloud rolls in from the west and southwest, and an active cold front moves eastwards into Saturday morning. So that can be quite thundery with very heavy rain. That clears away before we see more areas of heavy rain or storms off the Atlantic. There around lunchtime, affecting the northwest. That'll clear off, and we'll just generally see sunshine and a few showers as we go into the evening. Warm and humid, but quite unstable. Into Sunday morning, into Saturday night Saturday night is quite clear, except for in the west and south, where a few showers will pepper the coasts, and into Sunday morning we see some thundery showers move into the southeast and east, and they will break out very widely on Sunday afternoon, and they could give a lot of rain in a short space of time. Flash flooding, hail, lightning, power outages, travelling may be treacherous, so Sunday is one to watch for big thunderstorms breaking out. And on Sunday night, we sort of get a band of showers and storms into the east, so that can be quite tricky. And into Monday itself, more sort of like rain showers or possibly even thunderstorms moves in from the west. Then these are the temperature forecasts from the UKV. Today was quite a warm-ish day, though temperatures were below average. However, in the sunshine, it felt alright. High teens in the east, mid-teens in the west. Tonight, temperatures will drop away to around to the low teens very widely. Below that in the south and north. Coolest in the north and south, mild just through a little sliver through the Midlands, like Dublin to Limerick sort of line, Clare, that sort of stuff. Tomorrow morning, it'll get briefly milder in the southeast before the rain comes in, getting towards 16, getting towards like 16, 17 degrees. You can see that in the west, it never really warms up in the morning, only pegged back towards like 12 or 13 or 14 degrees. However, in the afternoon, the tables turn. The west goes quite warm at around 16, 17 degrees, but the east and north therefore go cooler again, 12, 13, 14. That's because the warm front is going through. So before the front, where it's still sunny, the sun will have an impact on the temperature, despite not being in the warm sector, for example. Warm front moves through, like the rain that falls before the warmer air mass becomes established will be, there'll be nothing there to heat the air up, no sunshine, just a cooler air mass, so that's why it's so chilly. But when the front moves through, even though it'll still be cloudy, it will be really quite mild. Temporarily, it does look like the warmer air is being sort of like nibbled away from the west as the cold front does try and erode it off. But you can see early on Friday morning, the warm colours sort of like eat their way back up. Look at that. It's really quite complex. We sort of got these wriggly, wavy fronts moving across the country on, tomorrow night and Friday. So that will move northwards. But the warm air never really reaches the northwest in the morning. In the end, it does. And tomorrow afternoon, we have highs of like the low temperatures across the north, high teens in the south, exposed to the winds from the sea. Tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, it'll be quite sticky, muggy, humid. Temperatures holding up around 16 to 17 in a line from Galway, Mayo, Sligo, all the way towards Wexford, Dublin, Wicklow, into Saturday itself. You can see the cold front is moving through from the southwest. So by 6 a.m, there's like a sharp, big drop in temperatures off the coast of the southwest. 9 a.m, that moves northeastwards towards Cork and Kerry. Then by midday, it's between Galway and Wexford, and then it goes northwards into the afternoon and evening. But still quite warm, even in the north by the evening. And if you notice across England gets towards 31 degrees in that area here, like Hull down towards Lincolnshire, Norfolk, down towards London even. So hot for them on Sunday. Sunday night for Ireland goes quite chilly, especially towards the north. 10 degrees around this sort of area. Elsewhere, about 10 to 13, warmest across the southwest. Into Monday itself, or Sunday now, widely sort of like high teens, borderline low 20s, warmest in the Midlands and possibly in the east. Into Monday, Sunday night into Monday, coolest in the southwest, getting down towards 10 degrees, but elsewhere around 13. And into Monday, now it'll depend on the cloud amounts and thunderstorms, showers, and rain and sunshine. We have sunshine could easily get towards the low 20s. But where you've got the rain and showers, like for example across the southeast here, you're pegged back at the high teens or even the mid-teens. So that's something to watch. Now this is a GFS route. I'm gonna get rid of this as. I don't know why that's there. Anyway, you can see that today you got westerly winds with low pressure towards Scotland, high pressure towards France, so westerly winds with showers. Now you can see that low pressure to our west deepening, which is tonight and tomorrow. So that sends its fronts across the country and leaves us in a southwesterly flow. And that can really lead to fronts sort of moving along their side. So staying for quite a while in certain areas. So actually, we do have a warning for rainfall in the west. We may look at that at the end if we have time. Into Saturday and Sunday, that very deep area of low pressure combines with high pressure over Denmark, Scandinavia. Well, yeah, Denmark is part of Scandinavia. I will never ever remember that. Anyway, and down into Central Europe. Yeah. That combines to bring up a southerly wind, so very warm and humid, and that low pressure to our west deepens, and that should bring quite a thundery spell of weather, and winds keep going southerly, so warm and humid all the while. Possibly it'll always be warmest in the north, away from the coast of the south, as they'll be exposed to the winds. But you get warm, humid, unstable, thermals everywhere, Cape levels are high. Everything's there for thunderstorms to really blow up across the country into the weekends. And early next week, that low stays there. By Wednesday, July 12th, it shows signs of pulling away to the east, allowing winds to go more westerly or northwesterly, but then it sort of comes back over us into mid-July, and it stays there, and winds go westerly, northwesterly. By July 19th, we're quite cool and dry, I think. High pressure is trying to ridge between the Azores and Greenland, but it's quite flimsy. In the end, it doesn't really succeed because more pressure is out in the Atlantic, but it does succeed to bring us a day or two of dry weather. The ECM is like this, so we can see that today and tomorrow the low to our west intensifies, along with high pressure over Europe, and that will drag up the wind from the south. That low looks really quite deep and severe there on Saturday. So that'll bring rain and thunderstorms across the country. And Sunday, July 9th, Monday, July 10th, we'll get a lot of convection with that low. As I said, everything is there for some big storms and showers. Before the low pulls away to the east around July 13th, and winds go northerly, still showery, and then more low pressure comes in from the west by mid-July. This is the UK Met run. You can see what it shows. So you can see that low pressure there to our west today really rapidly deepens tonight. Drops winds from the southwest tomorrow morning and afternoon. The front moves along the sides, sort of gets stuck, stalls there over the country, waving around. So so a lot of rainfall tomorrow and Friday, especially the further west you are, I'd say. And we do get that southerly winds. The upper air temperatures with this, actually, we haven't looked at them yet. Yeah, so we do get the plus 10 Celsius isotope moving in to the east. Now, it's very cool to the west. That big temperature gradient will fuel that low pressure and give it a lot of energy. So that can be quite hazardous with heavy rain and possibly, as I said, storms. Again, convection will be very, very dominant into the end of the weekend and early next week. That low pressure stays there, and even by July 12th, it's right there over Scotland. This is a GEM. Now we're getting low on time, so I'm going to whiz through this. So southerly winds, veering more southwesterly, but still very warm and humid. That low pressure stays there in charge. Moves eastwards into July 12th and 13th. Tries to pull the winds into a more northerly direction, fails, and more low pressure moves in from the west. Then finally, not finally yet, we got the icon. You can see that low pressure moves into the west of the country. High pressure builds to the east. We get that thundery breakdown, but then more storms do break out after the breakdown of the fronts, and then we get convection. Then the low pulls through to the east by July 13th, and possibly high pressure seems to be showing signs of ridging to our west. And then the arpège looks like this. So, as we know the deal. Southerly winds, and followed by convection and a pressure. So, well for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.